YouTube, this is JT with another video, and in this installment what we're going to be doing is we're going to be painting the brake calipers on my 1997 Mustang Cobra. Now, I know that there's a lot of different ways on how to do this. I'm just giving you my way on how I did it. It could be wrong, whatever the case is. If you'd like, you can make a comment down below, or you can make your own video. However, without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into this video. So the first thing that we're going to do is that we're going to try to clean off the surface as best as possible. The reason for this is because what you want to do is that you want to take off any dirt or grime from the calipers themselves, and also you want to make the surface so that the paint adheres to it a lot better. So what I'm using here is a wire brush that attaches to a drill. So I guess it's like a wire brush drill bit. And I picked this up at Harbor Freight, I think for less than $6. And what you're going to want to do here, if you decide to do something like this for yourself and you want to use my video as a guide, you're going to want to get into all the little creases, nooks and crannies, so you can get rid of as much surface dust and dirt and grime as possible. Also here I switched to a bigger brush so that I can cover a little bit more surface area here. And this part I kind of did it off camera, but you might see that there's it looks a little bit more wet, the brake caliper. What I did here is that I sprayed some isopropyl alcohol. I think it's about 70%. I don't think that it'll do much difference whether it's the 90 or 70%, just due to the fact that this is, it's pretty much metal. Oh yeah, it's metal. So it's not going to do any damage if you go higher as far as the percentage. And what I did here is just to clean off any loose metal fragments or any loose dirt that might be on there. And you're going to want to do this a little bit in between your cleaning of the brake calipers themselves. And for the rag that I use, it's just a normal microfiber rag that I got on Amazon. I think it was like a pack of 50 for like probably like 10 bucks. So before you get to paint, what you're going to want to do is cover as much as what you want not to get painted as possible. So everything except for the brake calipers, you're going to want to tape up. So here is the primer, and then next is the color, and then after that what we're going to use is the clear coat. And I went with a glossy finish on this one. So I've painted before, however I never done anything as far as painting brake calipers. And for primer, I was told that there isn't any type of brake caliper primer. So what I did is that I got like a silverish color to put as a base coat. And what the base coat does is that it evens everything out at the bottom, and it makes the second coat, or the color that you want, and it makes it pop out a little more. And right before I painted these, I sprayed one last time some isopropyl alcohol, and I started to spray the silver as the base. And you're going to want to cover light coats at first, and then go over it, cover as much of the surface as possible. And the same thing with the color. Again, light coats at the beginning. You're going to want to wait for the primer or the base to dry up. And on this part, I've seen videos where people actually paint the Cobra lettering. They paint it in white. I didn't want to do that. It's too much time. I have a steady hand, but it's just time consuming for me. Plus, I think this way it looks a little bit better because it shows the actual metal color. And on top of that, it pretty much looks white. If you look at it, hell, if you look at it head on, it looks white. And what I did was that I used some sandpaper. I don't know the grit, but I used sandpaper, and I just scraped off the top layer of the paint from the lettering, the Cobra lettering. And finally, you're going to want to spray the clear coat. And what I did with the clear coat is that I sprayed as much as not as much as possible, but I covered it pretty well the first go around. I believe, if I remember correctly, I did 3 coats of clear. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the video. Again, you're going to want to clean the surface. You're going to want to cover your surrounding areas. You're going to want to use a base coat, a color, and then any type of gloss or matte finish. And that's pretty much it. Clean up your work and call it a day. Thanks for watching. I will be having more videos in the future.